Well, first of all, Brad, the day is finally here for the LA premiere of Challengers. Talk to me a little bit about preparing Zendaya, Josh, and Mike to really exude elite tennis player status on the screen.
It was a great experience. It was a great learning experience, and actors have a lot of the same DNA as tennis players, and a lot of focus, a lot of determination, and to really turn what they're doing into something on screen. They worked incredibly hard, and it was a great pleasure to work with all three of them.
Okay, and I love hearing about that focus and determination resonating not just on the court with real life athletes, but also with these actors in their profession. I'm curious, out of the three of them, I know you might not want to vote, who have the best athleticism just off the rip?
They all three of them have good skills. Okay. Mike was the only one that really had a little bit of a tennis background. He played in high school. Obviously, Z has a lot of athleticism and dancing and in her DNA. Josh maybe had swam. He had played soccer, rugby, done all of them. Had their own different characters of athleticism, but none of them were prolific tennis players.
Fair. Well, you couldn't tell watching this film, which is a testament to, one, your coaching and also this incredible cinematic experience. I'm curious to know, what was it like for you watching some of these scenes back? Have you seen the film in its entirety yet? At this point, we've had a few premieres.
Yeah, I have. But, it was a short period of time. I spent more time with Zendaya here in LA before we started. But, pretty much like they're acting, a lot of times you have a short period of time to become the character. So all of a sudden, we had a short period of time, but they put in the hard yards to make themselves, the best they could be for this film.
What did training look like with Zendaya?
We would train early in Boston and LA. We did a couple hours every day. Then they had a couple hours every day in the gym. Not to mention they had their lines, and then they had the scenes for the movie. So they had long days. But a lot of times we were in the car in Boston by 6 a.m. To be on the courts at 7 a.m.
Yeah. Well, whatever you did worked, because those three looked ready for Wimbledon. So congratulations so much on the job, and incredible film.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you. It was a unique experience. All of them, Mike, Josh, and Zendaya, they were all incredibly dedicated. And actors have a lot of the same DNA as tennis players. A lot of focus, a lot of determination, a lot of grit. We had a short period of time to make this happen, and they all put in the hard work. Well, Mike had, he had the most tennis background. He had played in high school, but he had a two-handed backhand, so he had to learn a one-handed backhand. So he had the most, but Zendaya and Mike are very athletic. All of them are. I think I'm better than all of them at smashing rackets. But they all learned. They all learned. But it's not as easy as it looks to smash a racket. Josh probably had the most grit at wanting to get it done. Well, early on, before we went to Boston for the filming, when I was working with Zendaya here in LA, we went to a couple of college matches. We went to a Pepperdine Arizona State men's match, and we went to a UCLA Pepperdine women's match. And I think Z took in a lot of watching competition and learning and kind of figuring out, because she had watched a lot of tapes, but seeing it live, I think really, helped her, start to figure things out a little more. It's funny. It's like, I have kids. I have 3 kids, and it's an interesting story. I'm responsible. It's funny. A lot of people think that I had something to do with the writing of it. I'm just the tennis guy. And my daughter happened to be working for Amy Pascal, so she got me and my wife Kim. She got us the gig as the tennis consultant. So that's the, but that's how I was the tennis guy.